Listen, right. So I'm looking at the TV, YouTube as usual. And as I'm looking at this shit, story about Detroit, some of the rappers from Detroit, I ain't gonna really say no names, right? But every time I see my city on this motherfucker, I always see like they just make it look so raggedy and just horrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like for us as black people, I don't understand why do this the problem. This is one of the problems with us. Everybody wanna be from nothing. Like everybody want a story to tell that I come from nothing. I'm fucked up in this and this. I'm sad. My mama was a dope fiend. Niggas don't want to. Even the niggas from good families talk down and lie on how they was brought up. I'll be watching these little rapping ass motherfuckers telling lies. You know what I'm saying? Because nigga, how can you be from the west side of Detroit? I'm from this motherfucker. Listen, nigga, y'all Brightmo, I'm there. What y'all call it, Joy Road, Scud Zone, I'm there. Schoolcraft, I'm from there. Finkel, that's my hood. 6 Mile, grew up over there. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna tell me nowhere on motherfucking the west side of Detroit, nothing about it, my nigga. I go on Joy Road, any liquor store, from fucking Telegraph to Livernois, my nigga. And it's all love. You understand me? Real motherfucking shit. All around the city, nigga. Finkel, from Telegraph to as far as that bitch run, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna too much be on Finkel Avenue and don't know me or ain't seen me the same way on Schoolcraft. So when these motherfuckers tell these stories, I know where you from. And like I say, half these gangs that these motherfuckers talking about that they be geeking up on the TV. You be seeing these motherfuckers talking about notorious gang, some. Like, I've never even heard of these motherfuckers. And I'm damn near 50, nigga. You know what I'm saying? 40 something there. And then listen, dog, I'm still in the streets though. So you can't tell me about, I don't hear about these motherfuckers. These see, now that everybody got channels, everybody they get a few niggas with tattoos, put some guns in their hand, and they make all these motherfuckers look like they just notorious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just seen some dudes from Joy Road. First of all, if you from Joy Road in Southfield, it's cutthroat over there, but it's a nice looking area. But for some reason, they found the worst houses they could show over that motherfucker. Out of all them nice ass houses over there, they want to show the fucked up his block and find a few burnt down houses and show that shit. When nigga, I grew up over there. It's the Hayden Cathedral. We've been in that house for fucking years and years and years. I got people all through that motherfucker. Brace, Braille, Foss, all that. You know what I'm saying? I got relatives that stay there, my dog. You know what I'm saying? Been over there for years, and I see how they trying to make it look not true. You know what I'm saying? Um, Brightmore. Now Brightmore been kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible. Well, ain't really nothing there now. But Brightmore it's nothing really there no more. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the whole story of the shit is how they make it. Like every time I cut on the TV, they want to make Detroit this look so notorious and bad. And see, when you promote this type of shit, these young niggas think they gotta live up to that. So when you say something about they hood, and okay, well, they gangsters, they notorious gangsters over here. They want to live up to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I watched a documentary in Detroit, real talk. It was about some niggas off Plymouth. And then I seen one about some 7 Mile motherfuckers. And they all had in common is everybody standing out there with AR-15s, extended clips, ski masks on in the summertime. Where you gonna go and see that? I'm gonna ride you around the whole city. Where you gonna go see niggas outside with ski masks on and automatic? You you know what I'm saying? It's like that's not no shit you just see unless it's a fucking video shoot or some shit. You just ain't gonna, I mean, I'm not gonna say it can't happen, but you can tell that's all set up the way they do it. Now I'm not saying you can't see, yeah, it might, yeah, okay. But listen, man, it's like when you live here, it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? It ain't as bad as they make it. That's how I know how when I be looking at Chicago and some parts of down south and we're not really Chicago. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go like with Alabama and certain country ass towns and shit, and they be talking about how bad it is. Then they be like, well, yeah, we had 48 murders this year. I'm like, yeah, I need to move there. That's a nice neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They trying to talk about how bad this shit is, and I be listening to that shit like, what the fuck? How is that bad? Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's all bad, man. The whole point I'm making of this story that I'm telling here is that every rapper story don't gotta be this fucked up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But if you notice it, these are the motherfuckers they pick. Even the rappers that done been in college. Like I look at like T Grizzly, a lot of these guys, right? A lot of rappers, period. Some of these motherfuckers done been in college and all this shit. They weren't dummies. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them knew, hey, once you start rapping, people listen, man. They push ignorance. So it's like whoever, I don't give a fuck. Even if you came and you went to college and you was able to, and you came from a decent neighborhood, because if you lived on the west side of Detroit, period, my nigga, you weren't that fucked up. I'm just, I'm gonna be honest with you. You might have been broke, but ain't no such thing as being poor, my nigga. The west side of Detroit, nowhere near what none of these rappers say they from, my nigga. It's that bad. It ain't. Nigga, it was money to be got. You know what I'm saying? It get rough, but it ain't what they be trying to say on TV, man. This shit is all over exaggerated, my dog. It is. It's bad. But the over exaggeration to me is what's killing motherfuckers. And when I look at most of these young boys that they say is the head of these so-called gangs that I really never even heard of, right? So, but they got 6 members. They like, we got a notorious gang, but we indicted 6 members. Like, what the fuck type of gang is that? Like, y'all geeking shit up more than it need to be geeked up, my nigga. These a few days. Well, first of all, we don't gang bang here in Detroit. That's number one. We don't gang bang here. Gang banging is not. It don't happen. It's just it's not no gang. We don't gang bang here. And that's not a big thing here. You know what I'm saying? And you see a few false motherfuckers that want to talk about they some type of Crip or blood from California. So man, get the fuck out of here, man. Listen to this. When you look at most of these young boys that's tatted up and shit, dreads or whatever, now out here with these switches and shit, uh, they become branded. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the TV, YouTube motherfuckers brand these boys. You can get any motherfuckers with tattoos and dreads right now, and he can come hold up a gun. He can be the softest motherfucker in the world, but he gonna be, if he can rap, we can make this nigga look like a killer. Let's put him out here. And the thing, I'm jumping subjects, but back to what I was saying. These young boys, when you look at it, this the government. This why the government's so fucked up, because they push this shit. You got good kids out here rapping, right? Because most of the motherfuckers out here who got deals and who really making it big in the rap, they soft as fuck. They rap gangster shit, but they soft. See, they don't want no real gangsters. These record labels don't want no real gangsters, right? They want crash dummies. They don't want no gangsters, because gangsters, they ain't gonna let you fuck them out their money. Ain't no real gangster gonna be sitting here talking about something. Yeah, that's how I knew all the motherfuckers, the hot boys and the rapping hot boys and all these motherfuckers talking about something. Well, yeah, baby owed me all this money, and I hear all these rappers talk that gangster shit, but talk about these motherfuckers owe the money. You think you gonna owe these cutthroat motherfuckers out here, these real killers, these real niggas that's out here in the streets that ain't rapping, that's out here? You think you gonna fuck them over hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars? And I know where to get you, man. These niggas will crash out. It's not gonna happen. That's why I say all this shit false. And another thing that's happening in the community, dog, is this right here. Look at the average so-called gang member that they catching and they putting on these TV shows. Look at their jail records, man. They got caught with 30 goddamn pistols, 2 with switches, 2 attempt murders, 4, 5 robberies, and this motherfucker 23 years old. Ain't, you know what I'm saying? Still ain't been did no long time yet. But yet you get a nigga 24, 25 years old. It's crazy. Get caught with trying to get some money, get caught with some heroin, some crack or something, and he don't come out back till he 40 years old. But these motherfuckers that's doing all the shootings, attempt murders, wanted for murder. Nigga that been to the homicide unit 4 or 5 times. He ain't 25. He didn't. They know he a known shooter. How can you be a known shooter and you walk on the street? Everybody know this nigga a shooter. If everybody know, the police know. So what? They don't want this nigga in jail. They want him out here. These niggas have jail records from the floor to the ceiling, my dog. I just looked at all these young boys on this rap shit I just watched, and these boys had jail records, dog, a mile long. Attempt murder, robbery, carjacking. Never been to prison. Slap on the wrist all the time. But you be a motherfucker out here, get caught with a pistol, and you ain't no scandalous motherfucker. For some reason, they try to give your ass 100 years. They only give you 5 to 10 years for a pistol. They know what they doing too, and they know who they fucking with. And that's the sad part, that when I see this, man, I be looking at this shit like, man, you know, this shit is strategically put here for these kids to watch. And like I say, half this shit that I see about my own city, it is violent and shit do happen here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going, but when I try to see them put that gang shit on here, and then I be seeing certain rappers that's from here, everybody want to hold that image up, right? So what happens is, okay, we're gonna do a video. Okay, I'm gonna get all my boys. They all gonna get guns. They gonna stand behind me. We gonna be out here talking this gang shit. Everybody take their shirts off with tattoos, make it look rough. You know, half these niggas hoes on everything I love. Nigga, it ain't like you got 10 niggas standing out there. It ain't like you got 10 killers out there. Don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? You got 1 or 2 crash dummies out there, and the rest of these motherfuckers just doing whatever to roll with these niggas. The blind leading the blind, man. I'm telling you what it is. But when other kids see this YouTube shit promoting a lot of unnecessary bullshit, because you got good kids out here, come from good families that's embarrassed because, because the thing is nowadays, to be from a crackhead mama, daddy ain't around, I come from nothing. So when that nigga got a mama and daddy trying to do the best thing, he gonna rebel. He don't want to be that, because he gonna get made fun of. Silver spoon ass nigga. That's why, you know how many motherfuckers I know that said that shit to me when I was coming up. No, nigga, you wasn't this, you a silk, because I had a mama and a daddy, right? But then they try to raise their kids, you know, the same shit my mother and father try to do for me, they try to do for their kids, right? And it backfire on their motherfucking ass, because you talking that shit. Now your kids ain't shit. Now your kids talking shit to you. You know what? I seen it all the time, my nigga. I watched this shit so many times, man. That is because nowadays, like I say, these kids, that's not what they want, man. They embarrassed to have a good family. It's like everything is good in the hood. Everything good is bad, bad is good, man. I can't say that enough. You know what I'm saying? You get a guy to go to college, or somebody out here to come across, start a business, start a YouTube channel, do whatever you want, but I ain't really into no street shit. Hoes don't even want to fuck with them. These young hoes don't want to fuck with them. But you get a dumb motherfucker out here, ignorant, ain't even got a place to stay, but he got $10,000 worth of guns, $100,000 worth of guns if you buy them new. Motherfuckers ain't even got a place to stay, but they got $100,000 worth of guns. Real talk. And they ain't doing shit but robbing and doing bum shit. Now, that's who get all the respect now. Because the TV got us so fucked up to think all that shit is cool. This YouTube shit got to think that people, look at every interview you see. What you see on Vlad TV, the Say Cheese, all these other motherfucking shits, all down south, all they want to interview is what? Gangsters. And these niggas is really bums. They really bums. They really bum motherfuckers. What did they do their whole life but bum shit? They never amounted to nothing, never really made no real money. They putting their best outfits on to come do the interview now to make it look like they something. They really bums, my nigga. Who walks around all their life and don't do nothing but stay in prison and kill and do violent shit? What the fuck is that for? So you done threw all these years of your life away in prison to prove to some niggas that you a killer, and you really, just for a reputation that's no bigger than your block you live on. Because once you go to jail, don't nobody give two fucks about you. You know how many motherfuckers out here doing that stupid shit now? Like, the who gives a fuck? So you done gave 20 years. I just watched the motherfucker today on the this dude, he went to a party, sucker stroking over his baby mama. So he went to a party, knowing he really wasn't invited, but a little kid died. So that was his way to come to the party to, to say fuck these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It was an excuse to be there at the funeral. So he ended up killing the little boy's son, the little boy who died, daddy. He ended up killing because what happened was he come to the motherfucker with a clip. You went to a kid's funeral with a Glock with like a 32 round clip hanging out of it. So when you walk in the motherfucker, you already got problems with the dudes in the family. So you walk up to see the little boy, you got a 32 round clip hanging out your side or some shit like that. Whatever, the gun was exposed. And so they got into it with him. But when they got into it with him, he ended up popping the daddy, shooting him one time, bam, hit him in the chest somewhere and killed the daddy. And he was mourning his son. Dumb shit. And so he get in the fucking pole. Let me tell you how ignorant niggas is. He didn't give two fucks about, no, he about to do 100,000 years. He sitting that motherfucker. First thing he do, the officer get him the phone. This nigga calls a bitch. Go on Facebook because he couldn't get nobody numbers. He goes on Facebook and Facebook called his hoe. He probably never fucked, but he just started talking to her because the way he was talking to her, like he just had met her. And he begging her for money already. Can you put like $5, $10, $15 on my books? I just need cigarettes and some car money. And he was already on parole. But you got a gun on you. They gave that motherfucker 30 years, right? Only 30 years. And he went to a funeral of a child and killed the father at the funeral. And they gave that nigga 30 years and he can come out in 10 years. See, this is the problem. These violent ass offenders. Now, I'm not saying that all violent offenders need to be locked up forever or just a long ass time. But that's where the judges come in. See, people not holding these judges responsible. They're not holding these prosecutors responsible. None of that shit, because a judge supposed to judge. Even when listen, a judge supposed to judge. Like, even when the motherfucker get found not guilty or guilty, the judge supposed to override that shit, especially if he get found guilty. And the judge, you sitting there and you know that this motherfucker not guilty. You know that there's not enough evidence. The judge should step up and say, hey, no, I'm not going to rule on this one. I feel as though he never going to do that. If the prosecutor don't have no evidence at all or circumstantial, and then, because the people nowadays, you can't depend on people. Word ain't good no more. People nowadays so sick of this bullshit. And then once they see your face on the news, most of the people like that nigga guilty anyway. People so tired of shit that they don't care if it's circumstantial evidence. You barely get a fair trial. You know how many people would have been let go if they really went off reasonable doubt? He have to be guilty without a reasonable doubt. You know how many people that's in jail right now? You know, it's a long story behind that, but it's a lot of people that's getting let go that ain't. It's a lot of people that's getting let go out of prison that's guilty. All these motherfuckers that's getting out of prison is not guilty. A lot of them guilty, but the police just did some fuck shit early on, and the prosecutor did some fuck shit, and they fucked around and convicted this nigga. Now the people seeing that they did some criminal shit. That don't mean that he didn't do the crime. It just mean that they fucked up and did some whole shit to have them locked up. Now 10, 20 years later, instead of these people having justice for their family, they gotta let this motherfucker go now. And that's the thing. When these prosecutors lock people up without no evidence, so many people getting locked up. And I'm seeing this over and over again. And you know, man, see, I'm naive, right? Because I can't fathom that somebody will, just because I want to close a case, I would find an innocent person that I know that's innocent and send him to prison just because I want to get these case closed. But they only do it to us though. They only gonna do it to black motherfuckers. Believe me. Cause they don't give a fuck. I'm tired of these niggas. Let's close this case. We ain't gonna never find the person. But I'm tired of all these cases sitting on my desk. That's how they do us, man. Because when I look at the Atlanta child killer shit, that man not guilty of that shit. Now he might have killed one or two grown motherfuckers, but he didn't do all them child kill. Even the parents don't believe that. But he's sitting in jail. He gonna sit there regardless forever. He ain't never come home. He gonna die in there. An innocent man for the shit that they. But actually, they know what they doing though. When they know what they doing because they charged him for the two grown-ups, which he probably did kill, right? Who knows? They never even took him to trial on the black kids. Now I didn't like that neither because when you see anybody who go to trial that's other than black, everybody case gets a trial. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no such thing where we give him life or the death penalty for these two murders, but it's 10 more murders over there that we know he guilty of, but we just gonna charge him with them two. No, they gon' go down the line. This motherfucker gonna get 100,000, 100 years because he got 10 people he killed. He gonna go to trial for all 10 of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, he didn't go to trial not for one of these black kids. They just gave him the life without parole for the two niggas, and now they have it's a long story, but the judges and the prosecutors need to be held responsible for some of the shit that goes on. And listen, they letting these violent offenders out for a reason. These young boys coming home, about time they 25, they got a jail record that's so long and violent. You know what I'm saying? And soon as they try to set they life together, as soon as they 25, 30 years old, they'd have been in prison their whole life from 12 and 13, sometime 9 years old, all the way up to 30. They'd have been carjacking, robberies, murders, attempt murders, all that shit they got on them. They get 30, they come home, try to do right, get almost 40, fuck around and do some shit, something simple, get caught with a pistol because you like shit. I gotta have a gun on me because I got beef in the hood, yada yada yada. And that one pistol will send them to jail for the rest of their whole adult life. It's like they let these kids build this shit up and build it up and build it up until they get out and kill somebody or something, and then just get rid of them. It's like they use them to do their dirt. Okay, we know this motherfucker violent and he young. So we gon' you know what I'm saying? We gonna let them do all this dumb shit, and once we use them up, then we gonna send them up out of here for something simple. And that's what they doing, man. I peep it and I see it, and I see they thing. Like I say, when I look on TV and I'm looking, this my city I'm looking at. You can't tell me shit that goes on in my city. You can't tell me nothing about the west side of Detroit. And so when I look at these little niggas be like 15, 17 years old or whatever, right? There's some bad motherfuckers out here. But listen, dog, they're overhyping this shit. They make this shit and edit this shit to look like these motherfuckers out here really in gangs. It's not really like that. They overdoing this shit. And these kids is looking at this shit thinking that they gotta live up to this because you are what you see. Like I'm telling you now, if you start changing the movies, music, and social media we watch to positive shit will happen. You know what I'm saying? Our brain is trained. Every time we get up in the morning, the first thing we do, right? What we do, most people, I know I do every morning I get up, whether you get ready to go hustle, ready for work, you get up in the morning, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. First thing you do, you cut on the news. First thing you gonna see, 4 people killed, 3 shot, but then they'll tell us though, this how they lie. Detroit only got 300 some murders. How the fuck Detroit only got 300 and something murders in a year when it's 365 days of the year, and every day I cut the news on, it's gonna be at least one murder. At the minimum, It's gonna be one murder per day that you see on TV. But we know it be some days, some shit don't even make the news. And some days the news might have 6, 7 murders on the motherfucker in one day. That's the shit that made the news. So how if this shit we probably get 2 or 3 thousand murders a year. You think I'm bullshitting? Man, we well over 1,000, 15, 2,000 motherfuckers die out this bitch every year from gunshots, stabbings, all type of shit, my dog. And so they lie and all this shit. And it's sad the way it got our young people thinking, man. It got look, man, all I see on this motherfucker when I cut on the TV, all I see, everything I watch, every big platform, they got some old bum ass nigga talking about some old shit that he done. And these niggas how are you out of prison? What I want to know is how are all you motherfuckers out of prison that done all this shit when y'all giving niggas 10 and 15 years for a pistol that a nigga ain't used? So how y'all doing all these carjackings, murders, and robberies and shit, and y'all ain't even 40 years old up here talking about all this shit that you done? Somebody ratting like a motherfucker. I mean, how? How in the fuck? Nigga, how? I mean, you know what I'm saying? The math ain't mathing. But you listen to all these motherfuckers on here, they didn't tell me that I done 15 years, 20 years, 30 years in jail almost, and the shit they be talking about that they done did, you be like, man, that shit 20 years by itself. Like, it ain't mathing up. So they got a bunch of rat motherfuckers on here, old washed up motherfuckers, telling these bum ass stories about anytime you talking about robbing the money. If you ain't talking about getting no money, hustling, my nigga, you don't even see that no more. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Back in the day, bro, at least it was bad, but it don't make it no better. But at least motherfuckers was out here getting to some money. Niggas was getting indicted for kilos of cocaine and heroin. Niggas was really trying to make it out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all bum shit. It's all shootings for no reason. It's just a violent ass group of niggas that wake up in the morning with nothing else to do but go rob, steal, and do bum ass shit. That's gonna end you up dead or locked up for the rest of your life. You don't even have an out. You not hustling. You can't hustle because the niggas around you so cutthroat that it's. Man, this shit is sad, and that's all they promoting on this motherfucker. That's all you see up and down YouTube is bum shit. Only with us though. Everybody else teaching educational shit, how to start businesses, and if they did do some crimes, how I turned my life around type of shit. These motherfuckers telling a story with a bunch of snitches, bunch of rat motherfuckers on here. Look what they promote to us. Look how many snitches on here. These motherfuckers having the biggest platforms, the biggest everything. Rats, straight rats, come home, talking about I ain't tell and all this shit. Some of them say they tell, some of them say they didn't tell. But even the rats even the niggas who get up there and say, yeah, I told, they platform, I'm having trouble. And I know I talk real shit. Man, I know I'm the realest motherfucker on this bitch. Flat out, nigga, hands down. I'm saying it. And I'm not one of these niggas to suck my own dick, my nigga, but I'm the coldest nigga on this motherfucker when it comes to talking this shit. I am, hands down. And look at my shit. Look how slow it's growing. But then you get a rat motherfucker, right? A rat motherfucker that say he ratted and get up on this motherfucker and people listen to him. I just seen it the other day, a nigga tell me how he got stabbed and raped in jail. Motherfucker got 100-some thousand views. Man, god damn. Like, I don't get it, man. We gotta change this scenario and change it quick. Cause I'm telling you, man, if this all I see, just think what the kids looking at. I'm looking at fucking cartoons. I'm watching shit. My son, I'm watching the kids cussing and shit. I mean, cartoons. Half this shit got some type of gay character in it. You know what I'm saying? You can't even watch a cartoon without some fuck shit. Everything is violent. But even when we was coming up, listen, see these young dudes, they think they younger. They think, well, I ain't never heard that yet, but I know how young people talk. Well, y'all wouldn't understand and this and this and this. Nigga, look, do the murder rate in my time and do this shit now. Nigga, the murder rate was up higher, way higher when I was coming up. Nigga, it was higher in the 80s. 92 was probably the worst year I can ever remember. I think 1992 Detroit, Michigan probably had the most murders of ever. So we grew up in the town. It was rough then, but it was a big difference, my nigga. Social media just got. I mean, but it was still violent. I'm not saying that it was no better. It was some ignorant shit going on then. But now it's just getting worse and worse and worse. You would think by now it would start getting better. How worse can it get? Like I said, it was horrible when I was coming along. So now these kids, it think with the internet and shit now is way worse. I mean, as far as just the ignorant stuff and then the way they push it on the kids. If that's all they see, the cartoons from the and believe me, dog, that's why we in area codes. Different shit come on different people internets. Believe me, I'm telling you right now, if you got YouTube in the 48227 area, different shit gonna come up in your area code. Fuck your algorithm, just your area code. It ain't gonna be the same shit coming up where it's Lily White at. I promise you that. I'm telling you, man. That's why they got it. That's why we get the most fucked up as food. We get the fucked up as everything. It go off your area code. And I learned that, man. Yeah, but they trying to do our youth in, man. And like I say, it ain't right, man. And it's fake. All this shit, half this shit is fake and made up. And what's crazy about it, believe it or not, the motherfuckers that's out here faking, the fake gangsters is really worse than the real gangsters out here. These wannabe motherfuckers is way more dangerous than a real motherfucker. See, because a real motherfucker who out here really trying to get it or really do this, they really trying to get away with it. Whether they do hits, whether they kill, they and their agenda. Like when I was coming along, a killer was a nigga that I wanted to do this shit and get away with it. If I had beef with somebody, I wanted to do it and get it away with it, right? If I was selling dope, I wanted. Now these motherfuckers, they looking at gangsters and these fake gangsters these fake ass rapping motherfuckers, and they want to be what these niggas are, so they don't give a fuck. They broad day with it. They don't have no escape plan. I've never seen so many dumb criminals in my life. Now that's one thing I can say about this generation. I've never seen so many dumb criminals. Like niggas do shit without no out. You go rob shit, no good getaway plan. You go shoot some shit, drill or whatever y'all niggas call it, in broad daylight. You do it with four more motherfuckers in the car. You do it in front of everybody. It's like, nigga, it's just dumb. It's just like wake up in the morning, just go throw your whole motherfucking life away. And then it's crazy because there's some niggas that's walking around here now with 8, 9 murders. And these ain't even 19, 20 years old, and the police know that there's a killer. And the neighborhood know it. So if the neighborhood know this nigga a killer, so do the fucking police. But like I said, believe me, they want them out here for an agenda, man. That's why when I watch that Trump shit, right? When I watch that Trump shit, and I start thinking, and I thought about how naive I was. My little cousin just got killed, right? And so this how fucked up I was. I said, the nigga who did this, bro, they said, dog, so-and-so might have done it, whatever, whatever. I said, no, he couldn't have done it. Ain't no way. That's his man. And he could have done this to him and walked back in there and looked at him. You know what I'm saying? And did all this, right? I'm just naive, right? When I know this what happens, right? I told my girl, I said, no, uh, it's so much shit that there's so much horrible shit that just going on that's unbelievable now. That it's some dangerous motherfuckers out here. I mean, I done seen friends kill friends, take their body and hide them, my nigga, and do scantless shit. Like, but back to the Trump thing. That shit made me wake up. Like, if the government, the United States government, dog, they so scandalous that they had this man try to assassinate this man, bro. Like, and it wasn't even like they tried to cover it up. I mean, it was like he might as well have been right on side of him and shot the fuck out of him. Because it was like, so what? It's like, how in the fuck? 450 feet away, man. That's not like across the street. It's like across the fucking street damn near. You know, the backyard of across the street. It's like my backyard to the backyard across the street on top of a building. Like, who can miss that shot? Like, anybody can make that shot with a scope. Like, goddamn, all you got to do is put the X on the motherfucker and pull the trigger. So it don't take no. It ain't like it's 1,000-yard shot. I mean, it's right there. I can hit 450 feet away. I can hit with a steel. Give me a 30-06 right now with a steel sight on it. I don't have to have a scope. I'm a bullseye that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So for them to do that in a closed area where everything's supposed to have been set up, and even snipers supposed to have been on there, y'all ain't got no drones around. Anyway, it was purposely done, man. What I'm saying is, if they'd be that out cold and blunt to do this shit and try to act like, well, we don't know what happened, when we all know the fuck, how this man get up there with a high power rifle, crawl up a motherfucking ladder, stand on the roof, go lay down, set the rifle up, get a shot, everybody pointing at the motherfucker saying there's a man on the top with a roof. That really blew my mind. Two things about that Trump shit that really blew my mind. Cause I got up that morning, I asked my girl, I said, damn, how in the fuck, why would they do that and how? She was like, cause what you mean how and why? She's like, cause who gonna do something about it? Like what's gonna happen? Like, okay, the United States, okay, what's gonna happen? Like, okay, they did it. We know they did it. Now what's gonna happen? And that's how they thinking. Like, okay, who the fuck cares? Like, who gonna do something about it? United States is bullies, my nigga. They done so much. I done seen so much foul shit. Man, look, I done seen cases where these are known facts that the FBI have told fake witnesses information and told them to get up there and testify. Like, they have had fake witnesses, dog. So if they want you, motherfuckers will get fake witnesses and give them all the information that they need. Because what be happening is, I'm gonna get back to the Trump shit, but let me tell you what a lot of times what happens. See, a lot of these murders and a lot of this shit is coming from not like the Elon Musk shit. Because even what's her name said, like, if they really want to know how was it a setup, all Elon Musk got to do is say, hey, hit your shit, look down on this time. Listen, man, the eye in the sky, you can't get rid of nigga. If they wanted to solve every murder that ever happened right now, they can. But we don't supposed to be. They don't supposed to invade our privacy. I told my homeboy this years and years ago. I said, boy, it ain't none under the sun that's done that. I said, in a minute, kids from birth till they die, you gonna be able to get that shit on film. They can watch every move that you made. You can damn near buy the tape and watch yourself from a kid to you goddamn 50, some 60, 70 years old. Everything you done, all you played outside, where you went, they can probably show you all that shit. They watching. So if something happens so bad that they have to, they go like that's why it's never, why you think it's never been, no, you think they using traffic cameras and cameras to catch all this shit? No, they go straight to the eye in the sky. They look down on this motherfucker. They see what happened. Okay, so now we got to act like it was a witness here and there was a witness there. And this camera caught this because we can't say that the guy in the sky did it because that's a violation of rights. So what we do, we go get us two witnesses, pay them real good, you know, all this shit. And that's how they catch motherfuckers, man. It's, you know what I'm saying? They play a dirty game. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb, dog. So, but when I seen that shit with Trump happen, two things that like I said, I'm gonna get to it and I'm out. He, to be grazed in the ear and come that close to death, my dog. And another man lost his life. That really brought me closer to God. Y'all just don't know. Just seeing it, even though I've been through so much close shit, I done seen way more, but something about this, like watching that shit and seeing that man die that day there was like, look, the intended target was Trump. He came that close to death, like literally a turn. If he'd have turned his head any way, he'd have been up out of here. It wasn't his fucking time to go. But then an innocent man get hit, right? It was his time to go, my dog. What would make him be there, sitting there at that time? That's not a coincidence, man. So, you know, that was some godly shit to me. You know what I'm saying? But then it also let me know how cruel the world can be. How your life can be, it don't mean nothing. It's some horrible people out here in this world. It's some cutthroat motherfuckers out here. Trust no one. You know what I'm saying? Family kill family. I never seen so much father on son, mother and daughter, type shit, brother against sister. I done seen, boy, my homeboy shot his son in the stomach 3 days ago. One of my best friends in the world. Shot his son in the motherfucker, shot his own son over a fucking argument. And it seemed like since I seen that shit happen, every time I just turned it on the news, an ex-NFL football player, his father shot and killed him and shot at his mother. It's been so much father and son shit I've been seeing going on. And it's all in my community, though. You know what I'm saying? And who would have thought we would be them type of people, man? But it is what it is, man. Well, anyway, y'all know what it is, man. I'm Trap Talk Blue. If y'all like what you heard, hit that like and subscribe button.